see, we're absolutely disappointed with the folks that we voted into office to represent us because we're not getting the representation that we absolutely deserve. We deserve it. We live here. They don't live here, and I really take great exception when they tell me that they want to devise a path that's going to make it better for me. I think I can decide that, and I think you can too. You know, I think we're big boys and girls, and we know how we want to live, and we know where we want to live. Okay, so I want to do this. It's kind of my turn now. Okay, so my name is Paul Crouch. I'm a 24-year Air Force veteran. Many of you may have heard me speak at the state capitol last month, and I was so thankful for that opportunity. I am not running for office. I'm your neighbor. And when I tell you I'm your neighbor, I'm your neighbor. You call me, you need me, I will come. I don't have to hold an office to be able to do that. So I thought that's what it was all about. So I am so thankful to be here before you tonight because you are the honored guests. Every one of you are the honored guests here tonight, and I thank you for coming out. We have a lot to talk about. So a lot of people worked really hard to set this up so that we could have this forum, and this didn't come for free. Okay, we had to pay for this. So we want to be able to use it again, so I'm really thankful that everybody's being nice and calm. I think that they always think that we're going to get rowdy because they always send a bunch of police officers, and I've already went and talked to them, and I've asked them if they need something to drink or eat. That's what we do over here. We're nice people. Okay, so you're good. We are the good guys, okay? We're the good guys. And we are very frustrated, we are angry, and if you went to the meeting last night and you saw them determine what they think is our fate, they laid out the final plan, as they call it. And we still remain calm, because we need to be clear-headed, and we need to be thinking, and we need to be leaning forward. So I wanted to let you know that I think that it's a good thing for us to have the folks here tonight that we want to see and maybe see in office later on, okay? So, many of us have worked tirelessly to create dialogue with our elected officials. We really have. We've gone above and beyond to try to reach Governor Fallon, Lieutenant Governor Lamb, Steve Russell. Remember when he would come to the meetings and then that was a bust because it didn't work, did it? So that's what we got from that. So we tried to reason with them and we tried to make them understand what's at stake here, and it's our lives and our livelihood, and that we don't want this turnpike. We still don't want it. For some reason, they seem to think that we're just going to roll over and we're just going to go away. Well, that's not going to happen. We're not going away. You know what? That's what you guys need to think about right now. We own this place. This is ours. Okay, and one thing that I wanted to say tonight, if there are people in this audience that this thing is absolutely going through your property, you need to band together. Okay? You guys need to be talking to each other, because let me tell you a little tactic that I learned from an eminent domain attorney that talked to me very candidly one day. He said they have a tactic that they do where they go to the first person and they say, "You're the last holdout, you might as well sell." And that's the first person they talk to. That's a tactic. Don't fall for that. You talk to each other. You need to hold firm, okay? We've got to toe the line somewhere. How do we do that? We say no. We just say no. What are they going to do? You know, I want you to look around right now. Look at everybody who's here. Look at your neighbor. Look at your friend. Look at your fellow Oklahoman. We need each other. Here's what I would tell you. The governor, the lieutenant governor, and our elected officials, the senators in our district have deemed us expendable.
No way.
They deemed us expendable. Now, what exactly does being expendable, what does that mean? Let me read you a few definitions. I went to Google and I looked at it. I wanted to find out what that meant. Expendable, of little significance when compared to an overall purpose and therefore able to be abandoned. Considered to be not worth keeping. More easily or economically replaced than rescued, salvaged, or protected. Used for describing someone or something that you're willing to get rid of, lose, or allow to be killed because they are no longer useful or necessary. Regarded as having too little value or usefulness to be worth keeping. And last but not least, that which is regarded as not worth preserving or saving, able to be sacrificed. So, that's the way I view it. I mean, how come they didn't go somewhere else? They looked at us and they said, there's the weak ones, there's the dumb ones, there's the ones that won't put up a fight. Are they right about that? No, they're not right. Absolutely they're wrong. Because we will put up a fight to the end. We will put up a fight. So we have to have that commitment. So I truly believe that in their eyes, that they believe that we, the citizens of Eastern Oklahoma County, fit those definitions that I just read you. They think we are expendable. We need to show them that we're not. Okay? So we are worth preserving. We are worth keeping. I don't like the way they think about us. I don't like the way they just try to push us around. So everyone out here tonight, you need to redouble your efforts. We can't just come together and console each other. That's real easy to do, and we need to do some of that, but we have to get over it, and we have to be people of action, okay? We absolutely have to be people of action. Every day, every one of us need to write a letter, just like Representative Morissette told us. That's great wisdom. So we need to do that still, to the senators, to the governors, to the representatives. Every day we need to write a letter, send an email. We need to talk to other people of the state. It's coming to them too. They need to know we're here. They need to know that we are a resource for them. Okay? We need to let them know what's happening to us, because trust me, it's going to happen to them, and it's going to happen very soon. They just announced the Mustang leg of this piece. Not too long from now, they're going to announce the piece that's going south to Norman. They've got one plan that's going through Stigler, Poto, and down to Heavener. That's my hometown, by the way. So, you know, the people in Little Axe are going to start suffering from this as well. So we need to get the word out that the Turnpike is possibly coming to their communities, and we need to stand united, united, united. Every day, I got to tell you right now, I wake up in the morning, I think, stop the Turnpike. I go to bed at night, I think, stop the Turnpike. What can I do? What can I be doing? We're built to do. You know, that's how God built us. So I'm thankful that we need to be drawing our power from each other, and we need to be praying about this thing. We need to be doing all those things, because that's where we're going to draw our strength. So let me just tell you, thank you very much. Thank you. Some things that have been going on behind the scenes, and they haven't been magic. It's taken a lot of hard work. Together, we've had spirited dialogue and debate with senators and state representatives, and we have to continue to do this. Go in person, like Representative Morissette said. Go up there and just go in their office. You need to go now, though, while they're having session right now. He told us that it's going to end toward the end of May. We need to be in their offices, and we need to wear our shirts. We need to let them know who we are and what we stand for and what we're all about. Right? So, we worked hard to put together radio ads. Maybe you've heard them. And they're playing as we speak. And these aren't free. They're not cheap. I'm going to share this with you guys. Those radio ads that we're playing right now cost $4,000. $4,000. That's what it cost us. Guess what? We didn't have to ask very long. We had $4,000 and we paid for those ads. So it's going to take some resources. So you need to be able to drop a couple of bucks if you can. We're going to need that money. I mean, and every senator is going for us. All right. So if we want to continue to do these things, then we have to be willing to get involved in this physically, financially. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Representative Morissette has one more thing. He's got.
You go. Yeah. Thank you, folks, for letting me speak one more time. I'm a politician and a lawyer, so I guess microphones come natural to me. I have an idea, Paul. You know, this legislative session is still in session, so this is what I'm going to do. Why not? I'm going to file, we still have 6 weeks left of this session. I don't know where it's going to get me, but I'm going to do it anyway. In order to file amendments to the bill, you have to have a bill that's what they call germane. Like-mindedness is the subject matter, and I'm sure I can find something that we're going to hear next week having to do with the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority. I'm going to file an amendment, if I can find the right bill, an amendment, a floor amendment on the House. Of course, I've got to get the body's approval to do this. Public officials, elected officials of the House, file an amendment to stop this project dead in its tracks. take the fight right, let's go right at him, right? Played a lot of football when I was younger, and when we wanted to get to the quarterback, we go right up the middle. Let's go straight at him. Also, somebody asked me, and I'm not going to point them out, and it may be true, you may all feel this way, and I'll be the first one to not blame you. He said, Oklahoma has the biggest amount of corrupt politicians. I don't know if that's true or not, but I want to assure you all of one thing. You're looking at one that isn't, okay? It's about public service, not self-service. Public service, not self-service. So, and if you don't believe me, if you haven't seen me before on Channel 9 on Sundays at 7:45, right before you go to church, watch and see if, believe for yourself if what I'm saying doesn't resonate with the truth. Because you know, all of us inside our guts, it's like when you go buy a car and the salesman is giving you a bunch of gunk, and you already know he's full of cow dung, right? It's the same thing with politicians. You know when they're blowing smoke in your general direction. I am not blowing smoke. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I'm going to find a bill, I'm going to attach that floor amendment, but I need you there at that building with those shirts, in the galleries, take those signs that you've got, yes, that one right there, and walk around that building with those signs, and I guarantee you, we will halt this project, and if we're lucky, we'll stop it. Thank you.
That is what I want to hear. That's what I've been able to hear from months. I tell you what, I feel new life. I don't know if you do, but I feel new life in each one of us here tonight. That was incredible, and it takes guts to do that. So, thank you, Representative Morissette. That is so refreshing to hear something positive. We've been bombarded with nothing but negativity for too long now. You know, remember when they started, how we found out that this was going to come through? They started putting the big white X's into our yards and in our roads and on our streets, and that's how we found out about it. That's not how you do things. Whenever I want to have dialogue with somebody, I go to them and they'll say, hey, this is necessary. But we all know, because we've done our research, this turnpike is not necessary. It's a waste of money. Here's what I'll tell you and share this with you too, because I think it's pertinent. Whenever your state is 49th in education, and your biggest priority is trying to put a turnpike through communities that don't want it, what is wrong with that picture? Something wrong. That's insane. You know, we need to be fired up people too. You need to have a little bit of fire in the belly. You know, I come from a long line of hillbillies down in southeast Oklahoma, and thank God for the Air Force. They polished me a little bit so that I can stand up before you and put a sentence together. And they did that for a reason. There's no coincidence that we're all here tonight. We're supposed to meet each other. You can count on that. We're supposed to draw strength from each other, renewed spirit as Oklahomans. Oklahomans, that's what we are. So I'm so thankful that I'm from the state. I love my state. We need to keep our state. We don't want it to be in some other state. I want to be an Oklahoman. So let's band together. Remember what I was telling you just a few minutes ago, how we've been meeting with the reps outside the districts one-on-one? See how that's working? We can't get any response from our elected officials, but we're getting response from people outside our district. You know what? That's a good thing, because that means that we're all Oklahomans and we're not just territorial. So I am so thankful that, I tell you what, I did my homework on this one. I went up to the Capitol, I took a half day of leave last Wednesday, and I sat in the gallery, I sat in the peanut gallery, and I watched Representative Morissette arguing on the floor, and I said, I want to talk to that guy. I like the style. I like the way he engaged them, and I knew that we could get him out here, that he would talk to us, and he would bring new hope into us. Okay, so Thursday came along, I went back to the Capitol, I took another half a day of leave, and I went to the Capitol and I sat in the peanut gallery and I said, I'm going to go to his office. So I went to his office and I talked to his legislative assistant, and she was very welcoming, very warming. And then I got to talk to Representative Morissette, and we set this up for today. He's a busy guy, and he gave up his time to come out here and be with you guys tonight, and I'm thankful for that, and I want you to shake his hand and give him thanks. So, I have some conclusion notes here. I want to tell you this. We wanted to get together tonight to let you know that this is not over. I feel it. I feel like it's not over. People are still out there fighting, and I wanted you to know this. Just because the OTA comes to you and says, you might as well give up, that doesn't cut it with me. Who are they to tell me to give up? Who are they to tell you to give up? You never give up. Never give up. And you know, when it's all said and done, I think that the rest of the state will be very interested in timelines. Okay? Timelines. When did they announce this? When did they announce our fate? Who knew ahead of time the path of this turnpike? Yeah, they knew. Okay, so who bought up the property along either side of this path? That would be real interesting, wouldn't it, to know who bought the property up on either side of this path? You know what? We need diggers like you to find this out. Okay, so we've heard some things, we hear some things. There are some people out there that we know that are in high places that have bought this property, some of the property up along this turnpike. Coincidence? I think not. So when did they buy it? We need to find these things out. We need to put the dots together because there's a term called ethics that has been forgotten here. Okay? Ethics is when you do the right thing, and the right thing has not been done. The absolute wrong thing has been done. We are determined to find out, and we will find out, and we're going to do something about it. So I would encourage you tonight, get involved. Do not quit. Continue to meet with the legislators. Do not take no for an answer. For the folks who are directly in the path, as I spoke earlier, they have that tactic that I told you about. You guys need to band together. You need to exchange cell phone numbers. You need to exchange email numbers, and you need to memorize the word, That's what you need to do. You know what? They're going to come in and they're going to try to make you think that you're going to get rich. Oh, you're going to get rich. You give up your property. You're going to get rich. We lose our lives and our livelihood. You need to remember that. Think about that. Imagine that thing in your head right now. You can do that because Oklahoma ranks second in the nation for turnpikes. So we have a pretty good idea of what one looks like, and I think they're the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life. I think that our government needs to focus on the roads that already exist, that are deplorable, and anybody here in this audience that thinks that I-40 is tore up in a strategic location right now so that they can make it look like the roads are really bad and this is necessary. Well, that's because people don't know that the OTA, they support private industry. This is not about Oklahomans. This is about people investing in bonds and making money and getting rich off of Oklahomans, and we don't get a dime from it. So when you lay your head down on your pillow tonight, say your prayers, get up, eat your vitamins the next day, stay strong for Oklahoma. That's my message to you tonight. We have some other people here tonight that want to talk to you. Okay, so over here to my right at the table, you see a lovely lady standing up right over here. If you did not get a raffle ticket, get one of those raffle tickets because it serves a dual purpose. We need you to know that you were here, and we also want to give you a chance to win a $50 gift card. We have 2 of those, so if you haven't gotten one yet, do that. Also, we have a silent auction going on over here right now, and any funds that are made through that will be given back to so we can fight this turnpike, okay? So every penny will be used for that, and there's some good prizes over there too. So, I have a gentleman sitting down here, I don't even know his name yet, but he has something that he would like to announce to you, and we have others that we're going to get up here because we want this to be a very informative session for you. Sir?
Good evening. My name is Larry Sturgill. Yeah, I did something I didn't think I would ever do. I filed for the office of State Senate District 17. Senator Sharp, who's been one of the drivers of this turnpike. It's a new area for me. I never thought I'd be running for public office, but I finally just had enough that I said, somebody's got to do it. I got the time, I got the experience, So I want to introduce myself, tell you who I am, where I came from. I spent 30+ years working for the United States Air Force. I retired in 2007 when I was head of international agreements for the Air Force for Europe and Africa. I then was recruited by the State Department and I went to Iraq for 2 years where they embedded me with an Army unit. Did over 350 missions outside the wire. Went into prisons, went into jails, conducted seminars for their lawyers, made sure that the prisoners were getting their due process rights. It was a different world. I lived with the Army, I ate their food, hiked through the desert. My age is no secret. The day I turned 70 years old, I was hiking through North Iraq with 22 soldiers. It was 130 degrees, and I had on 35 pounds of body armor and a support equipment. So that's who I am. Today was, I just filed today, so I'm not very organized in terms of handouts, but I will be putting up a Facebook page and probably a web page. Anything you want to know about me, just ask. My life's pretty much an open book. So thank you for letting me speak, and good luck to everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, and also, we want to give everybody their fair shot and let us know that they want to get up here and represent us and help us in the future. So, right now, I would like to introduce Brooke McGowan. Brooke is also going to be running for a seat, and don't want to steal her thunder. I'll let her tell you herself. Ladies and gentlemen, Brooke McGowan.
Oh my goodness, it's so great to be here. I'm nervous. I'm originally from Choctaw, and I actually ditched high school and hung out in this park. But don't tell anybody. I've been away for a while, but we moved back a couple of years ago from North Carolina. I was in Charlotte for 10 years. And one thing we noticed out there, the same fight you have here is a fight that's happening everywhere. The OTA is not a government entity. In Charlotte, it was called the Mumpo Jumbo. But those things are called public-private partnerships, and you probably know a lot about them. They are entities that are grown up from the United Nations to take over state sovereignty and national sovereignty. And they're doing it by stealing your assets. And that's what's happening right here. We can see it. It's unbelievable. It's criminal. It's tyranny. It's soft tyranny. So what I've learned about being back in Choctaw, coming back to my roots, is you don't have any representation. You don't have any transparency. Nobody knew what was going to take place until they put the X's, as Paul said, put the X's on the street. So that's lack of transparency. And then when we go up to the state capitol to share our grievances, what are we told? We don't know. We don't have any control over it. It's already a decision that was made 20 years ago. Tell your friends to sell. No way! We're not selling. This is our community. We're not leaving places where we grew up, places that we've maybe had for hundreds of years, or we want this type of lifestyle for our families. Now, a little bit about me, my family. I was a single mom for a while. I had previously been married to a Marine. We were in Hawaii for a little bit, and the Murrah building bombing happened. My ex-husband, but my husband at the time, took one of the jobs of the 2 Marines that were killed at the Murrah building, and we moved back to serve our community and be a part of it. Then I moved a couple different places and ended up in D.C. where he flew the president, and our marriage ended. I was a single mom for about 10 years, and I've been remarried now for 6. To a really godly man. He's a registered chaplain. We serve the Lord together. We're empty nesters now as of last month. So this is my new job. My new job is to represent you. We've been campaign managers, we've served others, we've enlisted people to run for office, and finally I felt the nudge that it's my turn. I can't keep telling people to do it if I'm not willing to do it. Right? So my nephews and my mom and my sister and my husband are here, and they've got a little flyer for you. If you'd like to take it, please do. Keep in touch with us. I want to represent you. I'm running for Ron Sharp's seat. And with your help, even though he's entrenched, it's his first term, but he's entrenched. I've already heard rumors about possible committee, education committee, the Senate committees, and all of this. So there'll be big money behind him. But big money doesn't mean anything when you've got the people engaged and the people involved. So please get involved with our campaign. We want to protect our community, our homes, our families, our values. We want to stand up against the federal government or even an international government and say, not here. We're going to build a wall around Oklahoma, a proverbial wall, and say, no way. There will be no tyranny here in Oklahoma, because the Oklahoma standard is we're going to take care of ourselves and each other. Thank you for your time today. I look forward to talking to all of you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Brooke. That's inspirational for all of us. I have a young lady named Peyton that wants to come up here and hold her sign. And I want you to see Peyton, because this is our future. This is our future. Our kids are begging for an education. They deserve the absolute best. And we're 49 and we're fighting the Turnpike. So you think about that when you lay your heads down in your beds tonight. Peyton, do you have anything you want to say?
Stop Martin.
I like that. So I want to tell you a quick quote. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. It's from one of our founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson. He said, when the people fear the government, you have tyranny. When the government fears the people, you have freedom. So they need to fear us. They don't need to fear us because of our pitchforks and our torches. They need to fear us because of our intellect, our drive, our sincerity, our genuineness, and all those things that go along with being a real human being, a live human being. So, yeah. All right. So we have another candidate that you may already know. I want to let Philip Arnold come up. I want him to come up and let him tell you some exciting news. Philip.
Thank you, Paul. Some of you may know me. I'm Philip Arnold. Today I went down to the Capitol and I signed up to take Lewis Moore's job. That's what I'm going to do. You know, I don't have anything against Lewis personally. He seems like an alright guy, except for he's on the fence all the time about everything. You know, you go in there and ask him a point blank question. You say, hey Lewis, how do you feel about the Turnpike? And he'll say, oh well, you know, I don't know. And then you hear him on the news later on in the evening and he says, oh, I'm all for the Turnpike. Well, I'm sorry people, but that's not acceptable. And, you know, I'm no politician. I've never done anything like this before. Like the other gentleman said earlier, that, you know, I just felt like somebody needed to step up and do this. My wife and I, we started looking at this Turnpike deal back in, it was really early January when we kind of got involved with it. And, you know, it just started out trying to figure out why in the world they want to put a turnpike out here on us like this. But then as we investigated further, we started realizing that the OTA is just the most corrupt group that I've ever seen in my life. And that's got to be stopped, and that's going to be my mission, is to stop the OTA, stop this turnpike also. But, you know, the OTA, they've been hiring people like Neil McCaleb, and, you know, they've got Gary Ridley in there sometimes, and all these other people that it's like a revolving door policy going on. They go over the ODOT for a while, they work there, then they go become a lobbyist for a while, then they go back to OTA. Well, I'm sorry, that's just unacceptable. We've got to get these career politicians out. That's all there is to it. We've got to get them out. Anyways, I hope you guys will vote for me when election time comes up. I encourage everybody to get involved. You know, if you're not registered to vote, make sure you're registered to vote. Even if you don't decide to vote for me, you should be registered to vote, because that's what it's all about. We've got to go out there and let these people know we're not going to put up with this anymore. Thank you.
know, that's what it's all about right there. And I think this sends a very serious message to the people who are sitting in our nation, in our state's capital right now. And what it tells them is that if we can't get you to do it, we're going to take it back. We're going to take it from you. We're putting up our own candidates here. We're getting our own people involved in this. And we'll say, we will take it back. We will take it back, and we will do the right thing. We're not going to go in there and let somebody bribe us or pad our pockets with money, because that's not what we want. We don't want the money. We want our land. We want our property. We want our way of life. So that's what I'm talking about. And I tell you what, I just got word that they are finalizing a GoFundMe page, and you can find it on the Citizens Opposed to the Turnpike, Citizens Opposed Facebook page. When you see it out there, just know that we're not stopping the radio ads. We're going to get more aggressive with that. We're going to get more aggressive with every source of social media and media that we can to make this get their attention. Do you think we got their attention tonight? Yeah, I think we did too. I think one thing that we need to learn to do as a crowd here, we've been stunned. I tell this to just to about every person that I've talked to, and let me tell you about this. Maybe you've heard it. Have you ever watched TV and seen the most disgusting thing that you've ever seen on TV on a news flash, where it's called the knockout game? The knockout game. This is where some inner city hooligan or thug or gang member walks up to an unsuspecting citizen and punches them right in the face as hard as they can in hopes of knocking them out. And for no reason. Guess what? The governor of our state has played the knockout game with us. The governor of our state has come and punched us in the face as hard as she can, citizens of Eastern Oklahoma County, and guess what? She was unsuccessful. We didn't get knocked out. We were addled. We didn't know who to fight back. We didn't know who to hit. But now we do. So we need to hit. We need to give it everything that we've got. I'm telling you right now, don't just be a fringe player. Get involved. Get on the Facebook pages. Find out the truth. Brooke told the truth just now. You need to know that it's a lot bigger than meets the eye. Okay, so we have to be involved, and you have to want to do this. So I have another person that I want to speak to you, and I want you to give her your undivided attention, because this is huge. We have to not only talk the talk, we have to walk the walk. So this is going to be big. Tyndall, I'd like for you to come up, and I'd like for you to tell them what we're doing to try to do something major that's going to strike at the very heart of the entire thing. So Tyndall does some great work for us. She has been a workhorse. Her and Philip both have been just tirelessly working every day, every night. They're just like us. They eat, breathe, sleep, stop at this turnpike, because you have advocates. You do. So Tyndall, please come on up and tell these people what we need to do.
Okay, I want to come up here and talk to you guys just for a little bit, because I've done a lot of research with a couple of people, Christy and my husband, and some people that aren't even here today. Some of them have roots here and aren't even in this state anymore, but they love this state and they love all of you, and they're fighting hard, and we want you to know it. We've been researching since January, and the only thing we can find out a turnpike is good for is losing sleep and losing weight. We want you all to know that a turnpike has been stopped once before at the bond office. This is something most of you don't know, so let it work its way into your ear, and just kind of think about that. Hold that over for a minute. We've got some stuff we want you to do. Probably a lot of you are here because you want to know, what can I do? Because right now, I'm feeling really helpless. So I'm gonna address that at the very end. But I want to talk to you also about kind of what's going on internally with a lot of us. I doubt you'll expect this, but I'm going to ask you to think about probably one of the worst days of our lives in this state, and Brooke touched on it a little bit. It was the day when the air shook and a building fell. Now, most of you will remember that day as one of the worst days of your lives. It was an earth-shattering day when that Murrah building came down. But one of the big things I remember, after the chill of the moment, I remember being out in this community and watching people flood to the building, not away from it. They flooded to the building because their neighbors were in trouble. I saw nurses, I saw firefighters, I saw babysitters, I just saw parents and neighbors pull together, and we need that again now. I'm not an absolute native to Oklahoma. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and the scariest thing about moving to Oklahoma, if you don't originate from here, is tornadoes. I've watched these communities rebuild after the F5 tornado swept through. These are people that, you're fighters out here. We have a lot of tenacity, and I don't want anyone in the news, I don't want any little circular that comes in your mail. Don't let people belittle you. We need to pull on that source. We have a well of strength within us. We do need to stand together and remember those times when we did before, because they are trying to villainize us as property owners for holding on to our property. And that is one of the most American things you can do. So it doesn't make any sense. Don't let them do it to you. I want to make sure that you all are registered to vote. Even if you're not thrilled with a lot of candidates, this is important because of the issue I talked to you about at the bond office. One of the things the bond office is going to look at is viability of paying that bond back. If we as voters start an initiative, do a petition drive, and sign an initiative to stop cross-funding and make each turnpike pay for itself, this bond will not get passed. There will now be 2 turnpikes that stop at the bond office. You can go to those meetings. We host the time and place of those meetings on the website. You can go there and attend the meeting. I've attended a couple. They're not riveting, but it might benefit them to see your face before they pass a bond to bulldoze you under. So I encourage you to think about coming to one of those meetings. So what I need for you to do, the numbers for an initiative petition are usually pretty large. They can be kind of daunting. But I want you all not only to register to vote. If you think you're registered but you haven't actually voted, you may need to double check on that, because if you don't vote, it can lapse after about 4 years or so. But what I want you to do also is I want you to think of 15 to 20 unique people that just love you to pieces and would do anything for you. You get them to vote too. As long as they are a registered Oklahoma voter and they can sign the petition as well, we are done. That's it. That indomitable number that looks so terrible at the beginning is reached very quickly. If you take 5,000 people and they each find 15, we're done. We got it. It goes to the ballot. Now, it is still up to vote, but during that time, the bond is being considered while an epic bond issue is going on to the ballot. So we hope that you all will consider doing that. We are working hard, like I said. We'll try and, if that doesn't work, we're going to keep working. But as far as I can see, before we even get to lawyers, let's take OTA's money.
Thank you, Kendall. That's great.